Stop creating new Pinterest accounts and spamming them with your e-commerce shop listings. If you are an Etsy seller, Shopify seller, WooCommerce, Squarespace, BigCommerce, it does not matter what e-com platform you are using. This video is for you today, and I'm actually setting aside all of my previously planned programming to make this video because I've gotten so many messages, DMs, emails over the last few months that it warranted its own video. You are making a big mistake and it's getting a lot of you marked as spam. So unfortunately, there are some really big creators on YouTube that are giving this advice to just create a Pinterest business account and use the Chrome extension to pin your shop listings. That way you don't have to waste time every single day creating pins for Pinterest. Obviously, that person's not a Pinterest strategist. She's an Etsy expert, and that's great. I wish she would stay in her lane. She does have some good Pinterest advice though, so if you do follow it, take some of it with a grain of salt. However, this is not an assault on her. I just want to correct some really bad advice that is getting you guys marked as spam. So here's what you're going to do instead. If you have an e-com platform, this video is mainly created for the Etsy sellers in the room. So I want to actually just throw some slides up on the screen and actually just walk you through the big mistake and what you're going to do instead, and then give you an action plan, because you're losing your accounts like crazy and you're telling me that you're losing your accounts. Sometimes Pinterest is going to give you those back. Sometimes Pinterest is not going to give you them back. I've actually had it happen in both cases where people in my membership and in my DMs, in my emails are telling me they're getting their accounts back and some aren't. So with that being said, I want to walk you through your e-com first steps, okay? Now, you are going to stop creating a Pinterest account or taking an existing Pinterest account that maybe you have used in your business previously and converting it to your e-com shop account and immediately pinning a bunch of shop listings to the platform. The other thing that you are going to stop doing is using the Chrome extension and the Etsy Pin It button to pin your shop listings directly to Pinterest, bypassing any sort of scheduling and immediately publishing those to your profile. We're ceasing that immediately, because that action, when it compounds to be 10, 15, 20, 100 pins in one session, triggers the spam filters on Pinterest, and it's getting you caught in that filter, and oftentimes you are losing your account. So now that you know what the big mistake is, let's do this instead. Number one is, if you are creating a new account or you're rebranding a previous one, you're going to create the profile, obviously. If it's new, you're going to create it from scratch. If it's existing, you're going to rebrand it. You are going to change your profile name and set a Pinterest bio. You're going to input your Pinterest URL, and then you are going to place a Pinterest banner on the profile. From there, you are going to create a few Pinterest boards per topic that you actually want to pin about. So if you have 5 different categories in your Etsy store, then you can create boards for each of those categories today. You can make them all secret if you want to. That way, once you do make them public, they have pins on them, or you can just make them all public. It doesn't matter. Once you have your boards created, you are not using that pin it button. You're not doing it. You are going to schedule your pins. Now, I've been getting this comment quite a lot lately. How many pins can I schedule per day using the native scheduler? There is no guidance on this. Pinterest has not said. They don't say these things. They don't tell us how many pins we can pin from our Etsy stores or Shopify stores per day, because they don't want you knowing what their spam filters are. However, I do have accounts that I have for clients that I pin with, where I will pin 2 or 3 things per day, and those are stretched out over the entire week. And it is not spammy. We spread the scheduling out throughout the entire day as well. So instead of worrying about volume when you very first start your Pinterest account, I want you to worry about quality of imagery and quality of listings. One big mistake that a lot of Etsy sellers actually make before they ever come into my ecosystem, and this is Shopify and every other e-com seller too, it's the same advice. You're not optimizing your shop listings for SEO for your platforms, and that SEO is actually going to be what is mapped over to Pinterest when you pin those pins, those listing URLs. And unfortunately, there's no way around this unless you use one very specific scheduler, and that's later, and you use their UTM like shortened link thing. Okay, So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the native Pinterest scheduler, and we are going to schedule those shop listing images and videos that you have in each listing as it is. Once you do that, I want you to schedule them throughout the week, a couple pins per day, every day of the week. This is going to look less like spam and more like a legitimate human being who is not trying to rush and do everything all at once. Now I get it. I really do. You have a lot going on. I have a lot going on too. And I do teach you in my program, Pin Profit Academy, to batch your content. But I don't do it in a way where you're getting caught in spam filters. In fact, no one that has ever gone through my program that I'm aware of has gotten caught in a spam filter by using the advice that I lay out for you. So with that being said, I want you to schedule your Pinterest pins. Whether you go to Canva and you use Canva templates to make pins for your listings, or you schedule your shop listing imagery. I don't really care which one you do. When you're very first starting your Pinterest account, it doesn't matter because you ultimately need to do both. However, if you want to not get caught in the spam filter, you are going to schedule those listing images using the native scheduler because it is free, and you're going to spread those out. So if you have a total of 20 shop listings, you can do a few shop listings every single day for the entire week and cover all 20. You don't need to worry about bulk in the beginning. You need to worry about consistency and quality over how many you're putting out. So if that question is even in your mind, I want you to take it out and throw it in the garbage. I don't care how many pins you pin per day. I care about the quality. I want you to revisit your shop listings and make sure that your descriptions include keywords for the platform. So if you're on Etsy keywords and Pinterest keywords. It should be a well-rounded Pinterest description that is also good for the listing. I'm not laying out an entire e-commerce Pinterest strategy in this video, so if you want that, you're gonna have to go on over here and watch this playlist, pick the video that matches your platform and give it a watch, and I'll see you there.